Can you date someone with kids? Can you truly date people with kids? Some people take it as a blessing. Some people take it as just straight baggage. And then some people are right in the middle, right in between. Is it a thumbs up, thumbs down, or it has conditions? Well, today we gonna answer them questions, man. Let's get right into it. Yo, welcome back to another episode of Uncut and Unapologetic. And I'm your host, Nova. So, in order to answer that question, we got to break some things down first and foremost. I can't answer straight up a yes, I will date someone with kids. And I'm sure some of you feel the exact same way. Some of y'all, it's a straight up no go. I'm not doing it, right? So we just gonna start with the people who are saying yes. Yes, I can date someone with kids. What does that come with? How does that look to you? Dating someone with kids is difficult, man. It's challenging. But at the same time, it could definitely be rewarding and it could be a blessing. But it all depends on the other person. It all starts with, for me, it's the age dynamic. How old are your kids? Why is that important? Because it's something about young kids. If you talking to somebody and you got a kid that's 8 months, I can't talk to you. You're fresh out of whatever situationship, whatever relationship that was. And that's the time frame where y'all still probably messing around, doing whatever. I don't want to be a part of it. I need you to get your together, right? I need you to get your shit together. I need you to figure out how it is to be a new mom or a new dad or whatever the case may be before I can deal with you, before I step into that situation. You don't even know what situation you in. You're going through different things that you've never experienced. You going through different emotions. And a lot of times, especially I'm going to speak to the women, a lot of times y'all had these babies by people that you love or once loved, right? So there's still feelings there. There's still emotions there. Y'all still involved in some way. I know it. I get it. We hear oh, I can't stand my baby daddy. Oh, he's a piece of shit. He's a deadbeat. You giving that situation way too much energy. That's number one. If you still talking about your baby daddy and how he's not this and not that, you still got feelings, right? That's just the way I feel. I mean, call it what you want, but I feel like if you're still in the process of bashing your baby's father, you still have feelings for that person. Because if you're fully healed from that situation, or you're in the healing process of that situation, that'd be the last thing you do is bash the father of your children, even if he not doing nothing. That new person doesn't need to know all that information. When you stepping into a new situation, I don't need to hear all that. I don't need to know how many times he cheated and how he dogged you out while you was pregnant. That's none of my business at this point. I'm trying to get to know you and see if I can handle me dealing with you having a child. Because that's what's important right now, right? And we got to get to the nitty gritty. I got to look at myself and say, do I even want kids? Sometimes people without kids, we're a little selfish. And it's okay to be selfish. Don't think I'm taking this the wrong way, right? Or don't you take this the wrong way. It's okay to be selfish in some ways. I was talking to a friend of mine and she told me straight up, she can't date a man with kids. And we went back and forth. And I'm like, why you can't date no man with kids? That's crazy. And she made a valid point. It's because she does not want to be number two. She wants to be the priority in his life. And when you are dealing with someone who has children, you are automatically priority number two or number three or number four, depending on how many kids they got. So you have to take that into consideration. Me personally, if I'm going to date you, I like spontaneous shit. I like to just call you up. I like to say, hey, let's go do this. Hey, let's do that. Pack your bags. Don't ask no questions. Be ready by 8. When you're dealing with a woman with kids, you can't do that. She got some things she got to get in order before she can get up and go. She has to find childcare. You feel me? Some women don't have a support system. Some women don't have anybody that can watch their children for a couple of days going on a trip. That's not even possible. Or some women can't even find somebody to babysit their kid for a couple of hours while you out on a date. So you have to take that in consideration. What if the child is sick? What if the child has obligations that they have to deal with? What if the child is in football practice, or they got recitals, or they got this, that, and the third? That single mother can't just jump up and go. And if you're dating a man who has primary custody, that single man can't just jump up and go when he has a child involved. Another thing too, I look at how someone treats their child, and that determines what type of person you are. You know, we got Instagram daddies, Facebook mamas. You know, they only posting their kids when it's convenient for them. And yes, I said Facebook mamas because women can be deadbeats too. Don't ever get it twisted. It goes both ways. I've seen single fathers that's doing a great job, and I've seen fathers who don't have primary custody but been trying to get custody of their kids, trying to get visitation, trying to do what they have to do. That's a whole nother topic that we need to talk about, bitter baby mamas. But we'll talk about that another time. And I've also seen the flip side, where these dudes, they do nothing for their kids. And these women are out here struggling, trying to maintain, trying to stand on their 10 and do what they need to do for their children. I mean, statistically, let's be honest, there's more single mothers than there are single fathers who are actually active in a child's life. Why? We can deep dive that later. But back to the dating scene. When it comes to dating people with kids, you got to realize that spontaneous, for the most part, is out. Because if that child is not handled properly, taken care of properly, and everything is in order, you can't just jump up and go. Then there's another aspect, and let's talk about it. The baby mama, baby daddy situation. How are they with co-parenting? You have some people that they feel like, nah, that's mine. I had a child with this person. She's going to always be mine. So you have to deal with outside influences. You got to deal with bitter baby daddies, bitter baby mamas causing trouble, causing conflict in your relationship. The woman who has the kids could be the sweetest woman, but her baby daddy just won't let go. You feel me? He just won't give up. And he might not have treated her right, but he don't want to see nobody else with her, and vice versa. Same thing for the women. They like the fact that he's a good father, that he steps up to the plate, that he doing what he need to do. But the minute that they see a woman stepping into that light, and now he's doing for her and he's taking care of her, oh, that woman about to go crazy. She about to get real active. You feel me? Because she doesn't want anyone to take her place, take her spot. And a lot of times they'll hold those kids against that man as a pawn. A lot of times those men will do everything they can to destroy the relationship that you got with their baby mama. So it goes both ways. How do you deal with that? Can you deal with that? Are we talking about one baby mama? We talking about 4. We talking about one baby daddy? We talking about 5. Like, you got to look at that. How many kids you got? How many baby daddies you got? What was the situation beforehand? Was it a one night stand and you don't believe in the chop shop, so you kept it? Were there feelings involved? Was it only feelings involved on your side? Yes, that plays a part. That plays a part, because if you just out here having babies by random dudes, we got a problem. But if you're a woman who was in committed relationships, or you were married, it didn't work out, stuff like that, that's completely different to me. That's completely different, because that shows that you wanted that family. You tried, you did what you needed to do, and it just didn't work out. There's also another aspect of how old are your kids? Like I stated before, if you out here dating and your kid, 8 months, you need to get your priorities together. I think that's too young to be out here dating, and that goes for male and female. That's way too young. You out here, the baby's 6 months old, and you on different dating apps trying to find you a new boo. That's crazy to me. You need to be focusing on learning how to be a parent. You need to bond with your child and not be up in no dude face or no female face. That's what it is. Now, if you dealing with, this is just my personal preference, I say, 4 years and up. I know that sounds crazy. You're like, ain't no way I'm waiting 4 years after I have a child to date nobody. I get it. I'm just talking about me personally. If you have a child that's younger than 4, I can't date you, because I feel as though you still dealing with your baby daddy. He still has access to you. That's how I feel. That's what it is. That's what I'm sticking to. Some people can do it within the first year. Some people can do it, so on and so forth. That's just my personal preference. But let's talk about access. Let's talk about that. You are going to co-parent with this other person forever. People say it stop at 18. No, it don't. That child be 20, 21, still living at home, still calling their dad or still calling their mom, still this, still that. You still got to deal with them for a very long time. Now, let's say the co-parenting is healthy. You're not sleeping with your baby daddy, okay? You have already closed that door. It's not going to open. There is a lock on that thing. It's like a vote. You're not getting in, right? So that's cool. But at the same time, what is that relationship? How does that relationship look? Does this person pull up to the house? Does this person dictate like what you can and can't do, such as taking your children out of state, out of the country? Do you have to call them first? I'm not saying this is bad, okay? I'm not saying that you calling your baby mama to see if you can take your son to, Japan is a problem. But that's something that needs to be out in the open when you're getting serious with somebody or you're dating somebody. You need to let them know that, hey, there's certain things I just can't do. I can't just up and take my kid to New York. I got to make sure that his mom is okay with it. Or I got to make sure, his dad is all right with us going to Disneyland. There's some people like that. There's some people that don't care. They're just like, no, this is my child. Boom, I'm up and going. But you got to see what type of relationship they have. Do they show up at events, family functions? And I know y'all like, ain't no way I'm having a baby daddy at a family function. But think about it. If it's the child's birthday and that father is active, you're going to see him. How are you going to feel? Are you mature enough to deal with that situation? Are you mature enough when the baby mama pull up and come to the door and come get her kids? Or do you have animosity? Are you like, oh, no, she didn't? Right? At the baby's recitals, both parents show up. Can you deal with that? Is that going to be an issue for you? So you have to be able to answer these questions before you start catching feelings for somebody and you can't even handle it. That's a real issue. Can you deal with the pop-ups? Can you deal with the phone calls that might not be what you consider the right time? Why would she call him at 11 o'clock at night? Well, what if the baby's sick? What if an emergency occurred? What if she have to ring him at 2 a.m? What if that child is older? That child is 14, 15, right? I don't know why I said that shit with an accent, 14. When that child is 14 or 15 or 16 and so on. And what if that child is unruly and she got a call? I'm calling your daddy. I can't take this. You about to go with your dad, and you standing there like, what? You need him? Is that going to make you feel some type of way? Or you going to be like, okay, that's what's up. That's the right move. You know best. That's your child. You know best. So you have to realize that there's so many aspects to it. Let's go ahead and get into it, because I feel like a lot of times we forget to mention discipline. Discipline is huge. How were you raised? Like, let's be real. A lot of us was raised and we was getting whoopings. Some people was getting their ass beat. I mean, let's just be real. You feel me? Let's just be honest with ourselves. Is that something that you want to keep up? Is that how you gonna treat your kids? Do you whoop your kids, or are you gonna sit them down, or are you gonna have that conversation with them? Are you gonna smack them upside their head? Like you got to be real. What is your natural reaction? Take that same natural reaction and put it in. This is not your child. That's his kids. That's her kids. And that kid just said something super smart to you. How would you react? You go hem him up? If that father or that mother is in their life, you already know what time it is. You done started something now, you put hands on that child, that's not yours. Or some people feel like, if I'm with you and I'm dating you, you have every right to touch my child as long as you show love and affection. Me personally, nah, bro. I ain't putting hands on your kids. If it get to that point, you know what I'm saying, you handle that, or they got a daddy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all handle that. If your kid too unruly, then that might cause problems in our relationship. Now I'm feeling like, damn, can I do this? What if that kid is sneaky? They playing parent for parent. What if they don't get along with you? So now they causing problems in your relationship. What if you just don't mesh well with the child? Because when it comes, especially small kids, man, small kids can't fake it. If they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. It's that simple. They can't fake it. Now, when they start getting 18 years and, 11, 12, preteen, they can kind of fake it because they might want something from you. Oh man, I want this new game, so I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice to him. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I need this new makeup, so I'm gonna be cool with her. I need her to show me how to do her makeup, so I'm gonna be cool for right now, but I really don't like her. Because remember, you're not their mom, you're not their dad, especially if those parents are in the children's life. You don't know what is being said in the next house. You don't know what is being said in that household. So when they come back home, it's like, my daddy already told me you wasn't shit, bro. You feel me? So I'm not going to respect you. So you have to be careful with that as well. But seriously, what if you just don't mesh well with the child? How will you deal with that? No matter what you do, that kid just don't like you. Is that going to cause problems in a relationship? Hell yeah. If you say it's not, then you are delusional. You are delusional for real, because it's going to cause problems, especially if you got a good mother or a good father that's raising that child. They're going to feel some type of way. That's their mini-me. They want their kid to naturally love the person that they love, like the person that they like naturally. They want it to be like that. And they think, okay, time gonna heal all wounds, and maybe y'all just spend more time together. But if you guys can't gel, how are you gonna deal with that situation? You gonna walk away? You gonna just stick it out and say, well, they'll be 18 soon, they'll be out of the house, and then I ain't gotta deal with them. And it happens, believe it or not, it happens. Some people bite the bullet and try to figure it out. So there's just so many different issues that can happen when dating someone with kids. Keep that in mind. And I know I keep saying kids, but some people feel like I can date somebody as long as they got one kid. I can't date multiple. And that's a huge thing too. I've heard that a lot. When it comes to multiple, that's when it gets to be a headache. One kid, I can finesse that a little bit. I could deal with little man, or, I could take the little princess out, but nah, I ain't getting no multiples. So you got to keep that in mind too. How many can you handle? Can you date somebody with 5, 6, 7, 8 kids? 4, 3, 2? It all depends on what you want. If you don't mind being, number 2, or so on and so forth, because me personally, I can't never be number 1 to a woman with kids. If she makes me number 1, we ain't even married. Like, that's going to feel weird. I'm going to feel like you're not a good mom. Call me whatever, but you're not a good mother to put someone else before your children. That's not your husband or your wife. That's crazy to me. And if you're doing it, stop. You should be ashamed of yourself. Stop. That's not it. Cut it out. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now, I know y'all ain't think I was just gonna leave you like that. This topic was so intense, I had to make a part 2. So keep in mind, if you want to see that episode and other episodes just like this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow for more content, and be sure to share to your friends and family. We just getting started. Until next time, thank y'all for watching.